Hi everyone, my name is Lisette Pompa. Welcome to Yoga Ticket, and you're back in this mobility program. Today the focus comes to our wrists and our elbows. And basically it will be most about our wrists, but we will move a little bit through some elbow mobility. But when we talk about our yoga practice, then our wrists are in constant use. Especially if you're practicing kind of vinyasa or ashtanga yoga, then you know that you're putting a lot of pressure, a lot of kind of body weight on your hands. So this is just to take care of them, okay? Let's begin. We're gonna start just seated. So you can sit in any comfortable position that you decide to go with. You're gonna bring the palms up towards the ceiling. You're gonna hook the elbows in, slide into towards the body. And then from here, think that you only want to move through the wrists. So the forearms are going to try to kind of twist and turn. So imagine you're trying to balance kind of your phone here. So you don't want to drop your phone, okay? So this part is going to stay just the same as the wrists are moving, okay? You will understand what I mean in a little bit. So palms up towards the ceiling, elbows hooking in towards the body a little bit. And then from here, just bring your fingertips to point down towards the floor. Now, any amount you can, but as much as you can. So you're really trying to find that effort. You're working hard to try to get your fingertips to point down towards the floor. So if you would think it would be like kind of being into plank pose with your hands. So kind of that stretch. You might feel it here on the top of the forearm. See how much you can go down. Take a moment and go for it. And then from here, bring your fingertips to face in towards each other. And as you do this, make sure the palms are not facing in towards each other. So the palms are still facing up towards the ceiling, and just fingertips in. And then from here, bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling. See how much you can go. Now make sure you're not making it just from your fingertips bending, but you're trying to get the wrist to see how much you can flex the wrist so the fingertips go up towards the ceiling, okay? Take a moment there. And then let the fingertips open out to the sides. And as you do that, palms are facing up towards the ceiling. So make sure you're not doing anything weird or turning from the forearms. Good. We repeat that. Fingertips down towards the floor. That's as much as they can. Fingertips in towards each other. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. Fingertips up as much as you can. Flexing from the wrists. And fingertips out to the sides. One more time like that. Fingertips down towards the floor. Fingertips in towards each other. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. And fingertips out to the sides. Good. Give them a shake. Take a moment. Good. Now we're going to move a little bit through the elbow. So when we talk about the elbow, sometimes we kind of confuse the movement you can do from the elbow. That will be kind of the forearm moving, and you kind of involve the whole hand, so the whole arm, sorry. So instead of just moving from the elbow joint, you will move the arm completely, kind of talking from the upper arm. So we're gonna try to isolate, just moving from that, from the forearm, and trying to use the elbow a few times as we move here. So just as you're there, sitting, trying to stretch the arms down towards the floor as much as they go, palms are facing forward. Good. And then from here, bend the arms so the palms come in. And then see if you can kind of open the palms out to the sides even more. Trying to get the palms to face kind of to the outer edges of your shoulders. And then bring the palms to face forward as much as you can and stretch the arms down again. And then supinate, bring the palms up towards the ceiling as much as you can, bend the elbows, stay here for a moment as the palms face out as much as they can, and then send the palms to face forward as you stretch the arms. Good, we reverse that. So from here, just bend the arms, palms are facing forward, and then bring the palms to face in towards you as much as you can, extend, turn the palms to face down to the floor, flex, bring the palms to face in towards you and out to the sides as you extend. See, imagine the forearm is all that is moving, so the biceps still facing forward. As you bend, once again, bring the palms into face towards you as you stretch the arms. Good. Give your hands a shake. Might feel even on the wrists as you do that, because you're trying to focus so much on bending and moving from the elbow that the wrist gets kind of tense. So we're gonna do that same exercise that we did at the beginning with the wrists, where we're gonna do it holding a block in between the forearms. Okay, so once again, make sure you're sitting comfortable. I'm just gonna change my seat. And then I'm gonna catch the block in between my forearms. And that will allow me to kind of be a little bit more strict with my forearms facing up towards the ceiling. So I'm just moving from the wrist, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna bring the fingertips down towards the floor as much as I can. Take a moment. Fingertips in towards each other, palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Fingertips up towards the ceiling as much as I can, flexing from the wrist, not just from the fingers, because they wanna take over. Fingertips out to the sides. I'm really moving out to the sides with my fingers, and then down towards the floor. Then we reverse that. So we move out to the side, up towards the ceiling, in towards each other, down to the floor. Hold it a moment just there, down to the floor. This is the one that we use the most during yoga, so we want to be able to be strong in this position without even placing body weight on it, okay? Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Release that. Good. We're gonna move on to all fours. When we talk about wrists, really, it's something that I love paying attention to them and to warm them up or make them stronger without really overdoing it, okay? Sometimes we start to warm up the wrists and we might be a little bit too hard on them. So just make sure you're doing it, at your own pace and whatever works for you on your body and your wrists. Okay, come on to your hands on your knees. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers a little bit. And start with your shoulders kind of on top of your wrist. So you're not on top of your fingertips just yet, okay? Just all 4. And then from here, you're gonna send your shoulders forward towards your fingertips. Don't worry about where the spine is. You can be back bending or not. It's okay. We're just moving through the wrists. As you move the shoulders forward, go to that place where it feels uncomfortable for you, okay? And then from there, back off a little bit. And then try to keep your fingers in that same position as you move your hips back and you try to lift the fingertips with you, okay? And we hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go forward again, same thing. First, just shoulders on top of your wrists, somewhere there, and then you move forward until it gets uncomfortable for you, okay? Once you find that spot, you back off a little bit, and then you move back and try to keep your fingers in that position. So you're extending your wrists without the body weight of your shoulders on top, and you hold here for 5, and try to go as high as you can. 4, my fingertips are shaking a little bit now. 3, 2, 1. Just one more time. Come forward. Go to that place where it feels uncomfortable. Back off a little bit. Try to keep your fingertips on that same position as you move back. And you lift and you hold here for 5, 4. I lost that. 3. Lift, lift, lift. 2, 1, and just release that. You should feel it all over, like all really gets high onto the forearm. Take a moment, move a little bit, give them a shake if you want, and imagine we're basically working without putting pressure, without putting body weight on our hands. So it's just like really active, and we're trying to find that mobility, which is trying to control the wrist as on that flexibility we have. So if you think, I can only bend this, I can only flex my wrist this amount. So we're trying to get really active so that you can control that range of motion before you even put body weight on it, okay? So just give them a shake. And I just would like you to go onto all fours and feel if it feels a little bit easier somehow. Now that you've been working this active extension of the wrists, maybe it feels a little bit easier. I find it for me that once I've been working out like this without actually putting body weight on them, once I start putting body weight on it, it feels much more easier to be there. So just take a moment. The last one we're gonna do now is with a little bit of body weight. So you're just gonna spread your fingers, move forward and back. And I'm not going forward as much as I can. I'm just trying to kind of put body weight on it, okay? And then maybe a little bit in circles if you want. Once again, you decide how much you can lean forward or out to the sides. Move it towards the other side. Take a moment. And then release that. So this is something I would really recommend if you're someone who is not very strong on your wrists. And as I said, you don't really have to put that much body weight. You're really trying, just working with this one where you're not putting any body weight. You're just working with what you've got. You're gonna see a huge improvement on when it comes to actually putting your hands on the floor during your yoga practice, okay? So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for today. Namaste.